Just who is Aimee Semple McPherson? Broadway audiences are about to find out as Scandalous, a new musical co-written by Kathie Lee Gifford and starring Carolee Carmello, hits the Broadway stage. We're here in rehearsals to find out more. This is the musical story of Aimee Semple McPherson. A lot of people are going to be like, Aimee who? So who is she?
She was an evangelist in the 20th century, and she was a very famous woman.
She did unbelievable things before women had the vote, before women did anything of this nature.
She was fearless. And there's something so kind of invigorating and freeing about that kind of person, because they'll just try anything. And they don't care what the reaction is, and if that doesn't work, they just try something else.
To be a religious icon of her day and a woman, obviously a pioneer in so many ways, and to also have this awesome sort of scandalous side that makes her fascinating.
So what's so scandalous about this Aimee Semple McPherson?
Well, in a time when women were expected to be much more sedate than they are now, before they had a vote, she was running around Canada and the Midwest with a tent, and then finally to LA, where she built a temple that is still there.
What made Aimee so scandalous was her refusal to fit into her time and her place and what a woman was supposed to be in the teens and then the 20s.
She walked into whorehouses and tried to save people, and she invited blacks and homosexuals, and she preached to the Ku Klux Klan, and she did like things that were really pushing the envelope.
There are some kidnappings, there are a lot of questionable things that history hasn't quite determined what happened, but it is wild.
She liked her men, and she had several of them, and I ain't mad at her for that. You know what I'm saying?
So now you played two husbands. One apparently is the love of her life, and the other guy's half naked.
That's a very good way to put it. Yeah, I believe that's correct. Fig leaves, loincloths. I figure as long as I'm still being asked to do roles where I have to take my clothes off, I will, because someday somebody's going to say, hey, put your shirt back on, and I'll know those days are over.
You have a lot of fans, so why should everybody come and check out the show?
For the performances they're going to see, for a woman in history that was unlike any other. If you're a student of history, if you're a feminist, if you're a person of faith, or you're an atheist, there is something for everybody.
Kathie walks a wonderful line in this. It's not at all about a religious kind of thing. It's about a fabulous woman whose life was in religion and who was a great believer, but you're not asked to join anything.
I don't want anybody to worry that they're coming to church. This is a story about a Pentecostal, amazing woman.
I mean, it's got this incredible mother-daughter story. It's got a love triangle. It's got, rags to riches story. It's got big production numbers.
It's an original story, and she was real, and so much of what you're going to see on the stage really happened, you know?
Kathie has written the most poignant, beautiful lyrics. David Pomerantz, David Friedman, Joe Fromm. I mean, what? It's a Broadway dream come true. And I've been on Broadway a few times. I've been around the block a couple of times, but this, I'm floating. I'm floating.